Hi all, I'm having a look at the action figures released based on Season 10, and believe it or believe it not, there's some sort of figure to do with every single story from that year. Although it started in 1972 with the Three Doctors and carried on to 73. So that was the Three Doctors, the Carnival Monsters, Frontier in Space, Planet of the Daleks, and the Green Death. So to start off with, as you can see, I am looking at the Three Doctors. So you've got the Brigadier, Benton, Omega, Gelgard, Joe Grant, and the Three Doctors. But I'm going to move the unit guys out of the way so you get to look at the rest. So I'm just going to take Benton out of the way, Brig out of the way just for now. So now you've got the Three Doctors, and you've got Omega there. See, as you can see, the first Doctor there. I have to put him there because he kind of does not want to stand. So as you just seen, the Brigadier and Benton. Now this Brigadier was released with the Gelgard and Joe in 2013. Omega was released in 2011 in a set called Enemies of the Third Doctor. So that was Omega, a Drashig, and an Auton. What else? And the Three Doctors at the back there. So William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton, first and second Doctors, they were released in 2010 as part of the 11 Doctor set. And then the third Doctor in his jacket there, the cape I've added myself as I painted that. I don't know if it'll show up on camera. I do show it to you. I've just painted the back of it kind of purple to match from that story. And that was released in 2017. It was a Toys R Us exclusive, and that was the 13 Doctor set. 13 because you count the War Doctor. Technically Jodie Whittaker should be the 14th Doctor, but that's another debate. So that's them, and it's all nice. All nice, of course they're nice. I kind of wish, just me being picky, that the first Doctor figure here at the back, I just move him out of the way, as you can see, was given the older head sculpt of William Hartnell. But sadly, not long after that, he died. But one thing Katie Manning said not so long ago was to think the role he created was the last part he also played. Of course, limited appearance in the Three Doctors, he appeared on the scanner, stuck in a time eddy. If you haven't seen the story, do watch it. It's great fun. It's a great story. So there we go. We have the Three Doctors. So back in a minute we go on to Carnival Monsters. Hey folks, back again. Now this one is the Carnival Monsters. You might wonder why the Drashig lying flat, because it's quite big, and it's the only way to sort of show it to you that way. Really nice thing. It's actually, if I can show you, hollow inside, because it is, I can put my hand in, a puppet of sorts. So there. Not easiest thing to show, but the Doctor. I'll just take it off because it's quite tall, so it doesn't kind of show up on the camera. So I'll just move it so you get a look. Excuse me, fingers. So there, that's the Drashig, which is quite a cool figure, if you like. I call it a figure, even though it's just sort of like a puppet. But yeah, quite unique. Excuse the fingers, but yeah, that was released. When was that released now? That was released some time ago now. That was in, again, the Enemies of the Third Doctor set. Yeah, that came with Omega the Auton. So that was 2011. 10 years ago. So there you go, that's the Drashig. I'm just going to move him out of the way. So you just get to look at the Third Doctor. Now the Third Doctor here, excuse my fingers again, actually is the same as the one on the artwork of the Enemies of the Third Doctor. And there you go. Now that's that one. Next up is Frontier in Space. Now I can actually continue without having to stop. So I'll just make an adjustment or two. So just go in on him a minute. Actually, I will be back in a second. I want to get them all ready because I'll forget some of them. Hi again. Now we carry on with the Frontier in Space. Again, we have the same doctors in Carnival Monsters. This time we have the Master, who was released in another set. I covered that in my season 8 video, but he also featured in that story, and this time he was working with the Daleks. So we have the gold Dalek here that was released in 2009 as part of the Dalek Collector set, the second one, and also re-released in 2012. Now, as they're currently working through the history of the Dalek set, when they come to Day of the Daleks, I do hope that they get the neck bin right. It's kind of a matte gold instead of just black. I did say to Al Dewar that I hope he does get that one right. That's if they get round to it anyway. I don't know what the order is. Anyway, this is them, and the grey Dalek here was released as part of a wave of talking Daleks, or FX Daleks. It's a bit like a gunmetal colour rather than the Genesis grey, so I shall try and get it to work. So if I press the hemisphere...
You are an enemy of the Daleks. Exterminate. Maximum power. Fire. Exterminate.
Now, some of those phrases are just random phrases, but most of them are from the next story, Planet of the Daleks. Let's move back so you can have a look at the Master again. That was also Roger Delgado's final appearance as the Master, shortly after he was in Turkey going to be doing a movie or something, a film, and a tragic road accident in his car, and he went off a cliff. So that was quite tragic. So back in a minute, and we shall move on to one of my favourite stories, Planet of the Daleks. Right, now we're on to Planet of the Daleks, which was 1973, and it's my earliest memory of Doctor Who. So again, we have the grey FX Dalek that I just showed you. Then we have the semi-invisible Dalek, or transparent Dalek, because you may or may not know, spoilers if you haven't seen it, at the end of episode 1, the Doctor uses some sort of spray can and sprays in front of him, and then a Dalek appears, because it's got light wave sickness or something, and it's run out of power. And of course then on the left we have the Supreme Dalek. That one's interesting because its light was actually a torch. Now, that one was released in the first Collector's Dalek set, way back in 2008. This third Doctor here, which is one of my favourites, was released with that Dalek as part of a Toys R Us exclusive for the anniversary. That was 2013. And of course, as I said, the FX Daleks was released in 2015. So I should just move them all around a bit so you get to look. So you've seen the grey Dalek, so I'll just take him out for the moment, so I don't want you to miss on the others. So this is the Doctor. Now it's based on his outfit. It's not quite the same. I mean, he also wore black gloves most of the time in that, but it's a very nice figure to have. Now I shall show you this Dalek. It is a very nice one to have. Quite rare now. And then of course this one is also mega rare, the Supreme Dalek from that story, which actually was not especially made as such. It was one of Terry Nation's Daleks, and the torch was, I think the BBC were told to put that on it. For the details all on that prop and the others, or any Daleks, is visit the website Dalek6388. Those guys are just fantastic. They're encyclopedias in their brains for Daleks. if that makes sense. They know everything about Daleks. It's fascinating reading. You know all about the props. So there we go. That is Planet of the Daleks from 1973. So we're up to our final one, and I should just get that ready. That is the Green Death. Not so much figures from that, but there's a few. Right, final story of season 10. This is the Green Death, which was Joe Grant's last story as well. Now, it was released, the first figure here is the Doctor. That was released in 2009. It was one of the early releases, and it came with the maggots there. I think it only came with 3, but I wanted to swap with somebody, and I got more than 3. I've got some more, but they're in the cabinet, but I just wanted to take out those just to show you. I think they're pretty good and pretty disgusting. And also we have the Brigadier, although not released from that story, shall we say. It was not a set said this is the Brigadier from the Green Death. This was released last year, this version, or there's between 2 versions, that because he was released with the Claws of Axos set years ago, which featured Joe and an Axon man. But this was released last year for a B&M exclusive set, this version, which is the better version. And this is the Green Death. So, yeah, pretty good. I mean, this figure here, for trivia, I'll just move him out a bit. As you can see, I don't know if you can see him, just move the maggot out of the way. Yeah, he is in like a shoe or an ankle boot, really, it is. He wore the same outfit again in the following season, in Death of the Daleks, but this time he was wearing boots, so I will eventually come to that. Well, I hope you like this one, and I hope I've got all the figures included. Please like and subscribe, and please share it along if you like it, and that's it. And also click that bell button so you're notified when I do some more. Anyway, take it easy. Bye for now.